2020 Honda Civic with a starter issue. So I'm just verifying that it has a bad starter. I got this lead hooked up to ground, and I got this lead hooked up to the starter control, or basically what sends the signal for the starter to actually engage. That light bulb should light when I turn the key, and it does. There could still be a ground issue to the engine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook right to the engine stud, or the engine mount stud, to the same test. Take the lights, it's going to get ground to the engine, and it does. The only thing left is just to make sure we got good power to the main battery cable, and then that's it. It's the starter. Just to show you what I got going. This is solenoid wire. Oops. I just have a lead plugged right into it. All right, so we're checking power. It's easy to do it from up top. You got this little plug that sits on top of the nut on the starter. You just reach through here, and you can get down to it. I'll put the camera down in there so you can see. That's what we got going on. Just hooked right onto that power stud. It comes from the battery. And then you do the same thing. Just take this, touch ground, touch the light, and it does. We have power, we have ground, we have solenoid. The only other thing it could be would be a locked up motor, which I already checked it by hand. So we need a starter. Next step, you need a 12mm. I'm just using a deep socket. I'm just going to reach down through here. Get a better angle. I'm just going to take this nut off. I already cracked it loose, but it's the same stud we're hooked to diagnose it. And it just actually fell on the floor. Just pull this cable up off, just like that. And that's not hooked to anything, so you just kind of hang it up out of the way. So you can get to everything. Going from the top again, we have a 14mm really long bolt. I'm just using a ratchet wrench on the end of it. It's right here. It's this really long bolt. So I'm just going to take this out. I've already cracked it free. It is fairly tight. Yeah, it's pretty long. Okay, underneath, we got a couple things we got to undo. We got this little clip right here. Probably hard to see. There, you can see it now. It holds the solenoid wire. Just taking a long needle nose. You can use a screwdriver or whatever you want to use. This is how I do it. Got one side pop through. There it is. And just move it out of the way the best that you can. Okay, so it is a 17. And I just got a long extension. It goes through here. It is extremely tight, especially with a really long extension. But you can probably get on it with like a ratchet wrench or something at an angle. I'm just going to use my electric ratchet to zap it out. Takes a little bit of fishing to get this extension up in there. If you have multiple different extensions that you're combining together, it's probably a little bit easier. And there goes my socket halfway across the shop. And this wire is kind of in the way. So what I'm doing right now is I'm pulling down on this wire just a little bit just so I can wiggle this bolt out. You can also wiggle the starter loose. And there it is. Now we just gotta get the starter out back up top. We're gonna get this thing out. So same thing as before, reaching down through here. I have this harness. I just use my thumb to kind of push it up out of the way. And just wiggle the harness and start it out. Now it's free. And now we're gonna come right up. And wheel it around a little bit. And that's out. And then just reverse the process. I don't have the new one yet. We'll probably have to swap this. Looks like that's just a 8mm. And I did lose that nut. But the new starter should come with one anyways. But reverse process, make sure you hook everything up. I'll put torque specs in the description.